babies. So today we're doing self-love. We're doing a self-love candle together. Um, so with that being said, we all know what self-love is. Self-love is choosing yourself over and over again. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's always choosing yourself and knowing that you're the decisions that you are making, you're making it for your best and higher self. I struggle with this. I do. Um, I have been ever since I was little. My favorite crystal was actually rose quartz. So I have struggled with self love since then. Little thing about me. But yes, is always choosing yourself. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a candle. Yes, it is a 7-day candle. I like to kind of use, I don't know, for some odd reason I always feel like the bigger the better for self-love. But that's just me. Like that's something that I work on a lot. Um, and so we're doing 7 days, okay? So let's get into it. Let's talk about like colors and stuff like herbs and oils and like affirmations that you can use and stuff like that, so we can actually put it all together so we can make this together. All right, guys. So colors are very important when it comes down to candles. Okay, every color has a meaning. So there is a couple of ones that you can do pink, which pink is just compassion. Red is passion, and love. You know, Valentine's Day is pink and red. Valentine's Day is meant for love. White is purity, and it's also cleansing too. So if, like, you're getting rid of stuff too. So this is kind of like up to you on how you do it. If white is like more of a neutral one, so like if you don't have like a certain color, you can always use white. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you put your intentions into it. Green is another one. Some people might say don't touch green. I work with chakras too. I am a person that goes into many religions, and pick whatever I want out of them and work with them. If it resonates with my soul, it resonates with my soul. So with that being said, green is the heart chakra, and it's for nurturing and self-warm. Okay, so those are the colors that you can use. That is up to you on how you feel. Because at first I felt like white because I didn't have a pink one and I didn't have a red one. And then I was like, you know what? It makes more sense to do the heart because self-love comes from the heart. It comes from your heart. So it made sense to do the heart chakra, and like at the same time, I am also like working on my own heart chakra too. So it just made more sense. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the herbs. All right, so the herbs, roses are love and emotional healing. Okay, so you can get dried herbs, you can get dried roses from your local shops and stuff like that. Or what you want to do is you can just get, like, if you have someone gives you a rose and it's dead, but make sure that that rose that they gave you is actually out of love. Okay, so like if it's not gonna work. So I would just say buy your own rose, let it wither away, and then put the intentions of that rose. Okay. Lavender is a calm, soothing energy. We all know lavender. A lot of people will use lavender scents to promote, stress relief and stuff like that. So it's a soothing agent. So nothing's wrong with it. It's to soothe it, especially if we're working on our heart center. Okay. Chamomile. Chamomile brings peace and gentleness. We are working with the heart. Okay, so we want to be as gentle as possible with ourselves, and we want to cater to that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to cater to ourselves. Jasmine is spiritual love and confidence. So with self-love, like with the jasmine, it's going to help you with your confidence and like the spiritual love and like feeling that, like, if you ever feel alone or something, like, you're not alone, so jasmine is a good one too. It just depends on the person. It depends on you. And then we have Kandula. It means inner glow, and it's joy. Okay, so it's bringing out what your happiness, pretty much, what makes you happy and stuff like that. And and Kandula is actually a yellow flower, so it makes sense. It brings out happiness because yellow equals happiness, and it's your solar plex, so it makes totally sense about that. I did have to change one of them. Okay, so instead of using lavender, I don't have a lavender right now, so I had to work with what I have, and I personally went with rose hips. Okay, so rose hips are for vitality and life force. What is that? It helps restore energy and promote physical and emotional recovery. Since we are doing a emotional candle, this is your emotions, this is self-love, we're going towards your heart chakra. With doing these candle works, what happens is that your body also does end up feeling the effects of the candle works. That's what happens when you do spiritual practices, so we need help with recovering. So that's why I chose rosehip. Well, not all of it. That is just a piece of it. And it helps with new and beginnings. So like end stuff and new beginnings. I'm sorry, I wrote it down weird on my thing. And I'm actually shaking because I'm actually really excited right now. So bear with me just a tiny bit, okay? But it is also a transformation, resilience, and beauty after loss. Okay, so with this being said, it could be a loss from anything. It could be a loss, anything that hit you hard. So it could be a relationship. It could be losing a family member, losing yourself. Like any loss that took a big hit on you. You know what I mean? So it shows you the beauty after it. So it's like, in tarot vibes, when you pretty much are going through a tower moment. And a tower moment is when things are just like falling, the formation, the foundation that you made is incredibly unstable, and it just falls in your face and you're like, what the fuck, everything is changing. And with that, with the tower moment, there is always death afterwards. So people get scared about death. Death is not death. When you pull a tarot card on death, it's not that, okay? It is just things are going away for your betterment, okay? And then, progression, so like it doesn't matter what card comes out next, well, it does matter. But like the sun, or, you know what I mean? Transformations and new beginnings. So like the sun card is one indicator of stuff is happening for you for the betterment. You know what I mean? So that's in tarot terms. Um, but that is what rose hip is for. And you know what? Since we're all going through some kind of transformation, I'm going through a very much transformation. I am learning about newfound, like my past life. I am learning about all these other stuff. We'll get into it eventually. I still have my understanding and stuff that I need to work on. But besides that, we're always going through some kind of transformation. There's always change. It's inevitable in being a human being. We're going to be changing. Okay? So, that is the herbs. Now we're going to go on to the oils. So you can do rose oil or vanilla oil, and that's for like love and sweetness. You know, you gotta like sweeten up your self-love just a little bit, you know? Graham for emotional balance. We want to balance our emotions. Okay, we always want to be grounded in our emotions. Okay, especially when we're doing self-love, because a lot of things are happening, and you know, a lot of things are like falling apart, coming together, and there's some kind of you need some kind of clarity to go with that. Our lang lang. Lang lang is for self-esteem and sensuality. So it helps you build your confidence and help you build yourself. So those are the oils. I don't have none of those oils. So what I did was I have two. I have this. Let's see if you can. There we go. So I have this badass bitch one. Because you know, we a big ass bitch. And then personal power. And this is the company I get it from. So I have those two. This is not free promotion, by the way. I am not getting paid for none of this. This is all the stuff that I personally use and I have personally bought myself so I can do this, okay? But personal power, we want to bring our power back to us. We want to call back our power to us. We want to own our power. You know what I mean? So that is the reason why I chose personal power also. There are certain there are certain crystals that you can use. Like I said, I already said one in the beginning, which was rose quartz. Rose quartz is unconditional love, because we have to unconditionally love ourselves. Okay, we can't stray away from ourselves, because no one knows what's better than yourself. Okay, like once you clear out the noise of everybody's opinion and just sit with yourself and be like, do I want this? You know what I mean? Or do I want to keep participating into this? You know, so once you clear out the noise and the chaos of like family, friends, associates, acquaintances, and etc., it helps. Okay. Rhodonite. Rhodonite, I have a bracelet of rhodonite. So rhodonite looks like this. There she goes. And rhodonite is for emotional healing, so it's going to help you since we are working with the heart chakra. Okay. Moonstone. I don't have moonstone right. I do, but it's like wandering around right now, so I can't be like, here's the moonstone. But it's the divine feminine energy. Okay. And this is for the males. We have both. We are masculine and we are feminine. So both females and males have a feminine and a masculine side. Okay? It is okay to nurture your feminine side, okay? And And then we have carnelian. I have carnelian. It's somewhere else. But that is for confidence and creativity. Carnelian is kind of like an orangey kind of vibe. Helps with like your sacral area, because your sacral area is your orange, okay? So sensuality, that's happening with. I also brought my amethyst. Amethyst is actually a healing crystal. A good one to start with, okay? So, healing. I also brought a sunstone, sunstone. This helps with your confidence also. I personally love sunstone. Always gives me like I'm a bad bitch vibe, like a goddess vibe, and I love it. I haven't used it in a minute, but I am doing a lot of other things at the same time right now. So that's that. You know what I mean? And so that is that what comes with the herbs. I should have done this while I was explaining it, while I was like getting the stuff. So give me 1 second to do everything, and then we'll pop right back in. Alright, so I am back. I got my candle all situated. So we actually ran into a problem. I know I'm not supposed to be looking at my phone. I'm supposed to be looking at you guys directly. But I didn't get a chance to write it down. So I was looking at my chamomile. Something didn't feel right about it. So I was like, okay, well, we're not using that now. So I chose to get passion flower. So passion flower, okay? Passion flower is the calming the mind and spirit, okay? So it's technically lavender and chamomile, okay? And then releases emotional turmoil, so it helps with releasing too. And it's promoting divine love and faith, okay? So I use that instead. So we did, and then I add rosemary too. I just in general, and a lot of my things when it's going towards myself, because I normally all my I don't do anything really towards anybody. And if I do, it's more for protection than anything else. So it's still towards me, because I'm protecting myself. I'm keeping my boundaries. Okay? But I had to figure out something so I can give you guys in the candle. So what we did was I put rosemary on top. I really put rosemary inside first. Okay? This is how it looks. Rosemary is at the very, very bottom because this is protection. Alright? You want to keep it, I personally put rosemary in the bottom for protection, because I want it to be the last thing. I want it to be the very last thing that gets burnt up. Okay? And then I went into the mind, which is passion flower. Okay? That helps with our emotional turmoils and our just keeping things calm in our head. Like I said. And then we went into Kandula, so we were going to go with, our inner glow, our insides, and, bring us joy with doing this, okay? And then we went into Rose because of, it's just a love and emotional healing, okay? So we did something completely different together. So this is what I said, like everything is off the whim. I do a basic one, right? A basic GIF of, not plot, but a basic draft of what we're gonna do. But then I have certain little situations like this where I have to think on my feet. So you just seen it in action. But this is her. She is beautiful. She's there. If you want to, I was going to put some little bit of oil around it. I just forgot it. I went to go use the restroom. Human being stuff. To do this, to get, I forgot to bring the glitter, but you can always enhance it with pink glitter. You know what I mean? Just depends on you if you want to. But yes, this is her now. So we're gonna put her back into her spot. She's back in her spot. She didn't want to be back in her spot. She was like, no, I don't want to just stay there and look cute. It's okay. It's okay, baby. We're gonna use you. So like, if you don't know how to like speak intentions into your candle, or you don't know what to say to your candle, I did write down, talking too fast, on what you could say. So these are affirmations. Affirmations are, words that are put together so we can, either say it to we can say it to our face, we can say it in the mirror, or we can just say it to ourselves. I actually use affirmations like doing other stuff. And sometimes I have to use my heart, and I say it to my heart. You know what I mean? So here are some affirmations that you can use. Okay? So I am enough. Okay? You are enough. Okay? Point blank period. If someone says that you're too much, then you know what? Gotta go. That person wants you to water you down. They want to dim you down. No. Okay? So I radiate love, peace, and worth, because you do. Alright? You do radiate these energies, okay? You can get into a love frequency. You can be at peace, and you are worthy of all of it. Okay? No matter how much your brain tells you that you are not worthy of any of this, you are worthy of all of this. Okay? That is one thing that is your birthright. Okay? My heart is full of love for myself. Because why not? Why not? Why not love who you love? Like, love yourself. You know what I mean? Why not love yourself? Okay? You would probably get out of certain circumstances and stuff like that if you just chose to love yourself, kind of vibes. Like, I can't say anything. I am a hard-headed person. I learned the hard way. Okay? So like, if I can prevent that from you, that with like, whoever's watching this, I will. But at the same time, if you are a hard-headed person like me, just buckle up, and it's a ride, but buckle up. You'll get through it. So those are some affirmations that you can use. And with that, what you want to do is just hold your candle. Just say, I am enough. I love myself. Repeat it. Repeat it as many times as you need to your candle, okay? Talk to your candle, all right? Your candle is there to help you and assist you. It's nothing more, nothing less. This is like a diary in some form, and it's helping you, okay? Well, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about my spiritual path. It's what heals me, and I'm grateful for it. Anywho, back to what I was about to say before I said that. So there are certain times that are going to be the best time to do this. During Friday, so today's Friday, right? So if I wanted to, it's a full moon, I could do it today if I want to. Because, there are certain things that I can do since we did it differently than what I wrote here. Since we are like, releasing stuff and then like endings and stuff like that. So like I can personally do it today if I want to. But that is just in case, if I want to do it or not. And it's a Venus day. Venus day is all about desire, love, all of that. The waxing moon, okay, or the new moon, for new beginnings and self-love, okay. So whatever your heart Peter patters to, I'm actually thinking about maybe going outside with Mother Celine, which is the moon goddess, and just being there with her with my candle lit. I might do that. I do not know yet. Well, it was 26 on the timer, so maybe that is what I need to do. I know I'll be out there chilling with Mother Celine, because we have lots of conversations and a lot of things together. But yes, this is a self-love candle. I'm sorry if it seems like I was all over the place. This is, like I said, this is like one of my favorite things to do is self-love. One thing that I struggled a lot in my life. We have people that, that aren't good for you. And that doesn't mean like as of like partnership, because it could be your spouse, it could be family members, it could be just co-workers, it could be anybody that's not good for you. It doesn't have to particularly just be one person, you know what I mean? Or even like if it's an object. So like if you're like someone that smokes like I used to, like I'm quitting the habit. It's hard, but I'm getting there, and I have determination to actually quit that habit. So it could be just that, smoking, drinking, all of that. And and you're just like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And that is an act of self-love right there, because you don't want to do this no more. You don't want to do any of that. Self-love goes in many, many ways, not just one way. You know what I mean? Your boundaries is self-love, is self-respect. I was trying to think of another one, but that is like a major, because that's my learning lesson right now is boundaries. So we're just gonna say that. But self-love is many, many things. Like, this world needs a lot of people. This world needs more self-love. We hurt people. And, if you watched my other videos, you've seen that I did hurt people beforehand, because I was hurting. And I don't intentionally hurt people. It was just a part of me. It's the environment I grew up in, and like things I had to unlearn. And that's the whole point about being in your 20s. You're not supposed to know about anything. You are supposed to unlearn everything that you're learning, that you learned when you were a kid. And that is okay. That is okay. It's okay in your 20s that you don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, my 20s, I struggled, and that's okay. Alright? So, just to leave this off, right? Just to leave this with this one thing. Self-love isn't important to you, okay? It's important for us as a collective. Okay? So don't feel bad for being selfish. Like, you know what kind of selfish I'm talking about. Like saying no and stuff like that. Don't feel bad for being selfish. Because at the end of the day, you gotta take care of yourself. You know what I mean? All your friends that you have now aren't gonna be there in like maybe a year, less than a year. That's usually what happened to me. They're not gonna be there. So it's okay to be selfish, and it's okay to love yourself and know that you are worthy of everything in this life. Okay? I hope you guys have a beautiful night. Thank you guys for coming in here and watching this with me. You guys most likely will be seeing it on Saturday because I'm gonna go chill out with Mother Moon and decompress from the day that I had. Okay? You guys have a beautiful night. Stay safe. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.